I have the topic of communication disorders in children living with Down syndrome, and I just previously looked for books. So now I'm going to switch over and look for articles. So I am going to actually go back to the Butler Library at Buffalo State. Go back and do a summons search. So we're going to come back here. We are going to put our Down syndrome back in double quotations because we want to search those two words as one word. Well, they go together, so we want to search them together. And we also want to search and communication and disorders. Again, and is capitalized because we want to search for Down syndromes and communications. We don't want to search for the word and if it's not capitalized, it will search for the word and we don't want that. So here we are going to bring us to where we can refine our searches, and now I just want to focus strictly on the journal articles. So as I was going through this, I found a really good book online journal article. This right here, Relationships Between Speech, Oromotor, Language, and Cognitive Abilities in Down Syndrome, Children with Down Syndromes. This is just going to pretty much give us a basic explanation of children who have Down syndrome and the studies that were done, and it's just going to let us know about determining whether speech disorder correlates with language and cognitive levels to classify the types of errors, developmental or non-developmental, that occur in the speech of children and adolescents in Down syndrome. And they did a study where 9 to 18-year-olds were recruited, and particularly those adolescents with Down syndrome, and they completed a battery of subsidized speeches, language, and cognitive assessments, and I think this will just really help us get an understanding of just what type of levels there are with different levels of their capabilities, what errors they can have, what they lack, what some do have different reception language skills, and just how expressive they are, and this is just how they can get different diagnoses between everybody. And that was really helpful. This will be really good article. Oh, excuse me, article right there. So that's one. So we are going to go back out of this one, and then we are going to go to this one right here. And again, it's another research based. It's talking about comparing the relationships between gestures and words in children with Down syndrome, and this is just the beginning when they're developing their communications, and just to figure out what they use specifically as they're developing different communication techniques. And this is going to teach a little bit about developmental disorders involving specific profiles or language delay and or impairment, so pretty much disorders, and they just want to investigate differences in Down syndrome, and they want to just see if there's the difference between the gestural and verbal communication in the early language developments. And then again, they had a few different types of studies going on where 10 children from the upper middle class families participated, and then 5 from average schools, and they just wanted to get an overall sense of where everybody's at. And I think this will also be a really good book if you're trying to learn about relationships between during stages of communication developments. And that is going to be everything I need for an article. So then next we're going to go to ebooks, which will be on the next recording. Thank you for listening.